time for your AHA Comets to take the ice.
My sister has two boys. Yeah. One is 18 months younger than Bennett, and then the other one's like, I don't know, 12 months younger than him. Anyway, the youngest one is the one that plays hockey, and she says that there's in Colorado, there's a mom, and I guess she does the score a lot. She's got like a play mix, and she cracks my sister up because she's like over there, like, you know, like she's a DJ, like mixing it up. She's like loves her playlist so much. She's just like, oh, I'm feeling this.
Yeah, there's championship games. Like, I had to do all the music for championship games. Like,
this is all done.
You gotta pay attention to the game.
Alrighty, Comet fans, we are live for our Saturday night game. We got Lynn, Brody, Whittle, Peddington, and Hollenbeck out on the ice. Lynn in center, Brody, Whittle on wing, Peddington, Hollenbeck back deep. Lynn throws that into the center. Matsu Eagles are going to come away with it. Eagles into the defensive zone. Hollenbeck gives him a nice check into the board, separates him from the puck. Matsu comes away with it. Nice turnover pass by Bruce. Puck comes out of the zone. Matsu right back in. Hollenbeck with a nice poke check sends it out to neutral ice. Line change by the Comets. McDade out, Pepin out, Dutton out. Hollenbeck, Peddington stay deep. Hollenbeck in the corner. Matsu trying to wrap that one around, sends it up to the blue line. Blue line sends it into the corner. Peddington to chase that one down. Peddington, Hollenbeck, Pepin will take a scoop at it. Dutton trying to whip that one up to McDade. Matsu intercepts, sends it towards the goal. That'll be wide high. McDade on the loose. Sends it across the ice to Pepin. Pepin with a shot. That'll go off a stick. Up over the net, out of play, and we'll get a whistle and a face-off. Wayman, Sims, Pepin, McDade, Dutton. Dutton with the face-off. Matsu wins that face-off, sends it around. Sims from the blue line. Trying to work this one back into the zone. Matsu's going to take over. McDade comes for pressure. Matsu trying to break that out. Comets disrupt. Dutton's going to send that back to defense. Sims up to Dutton. Dutton working this one forward. Matsu turns him around. Center ice. Matsu into the defensive zone. Sims going to send him wide to the boards. Dutton will take over. Dutton slides that one up the boards, looking for McDade. Pepin gets a stick on it. Matsu sends it deep to the corner. Sims is going to skate this one out of the zone. We got Campin out, Gastrock out, Heyman out. Sims and Sims and Sillers back deep. Matsu into the zone with the shot. That one's going to get past Connor, so Matsu first on the board. Gastrock, Heyman, Campin, Hollenbeck, Sillers out on the ice. Astrock over to Heyman. Heyman into the offensive zone. Heyman looking to center. Matsu is going to disrupt. Hollenbeck sends that one to the boards. Sends it up the ice. Gastra to Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck trying to get that one out of the zone. Matsu finds it at the blue line, sends it back deep to the corner. Sillers is going to pick this one up in the corner, sends it off to Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck up the ice looking for Heyman. That gets past the sick. Matsu comes right back into the defensive zone. Hollenbeck behind the Comet net with the pass. Matsu intercepts. Sillers back behind the net. Sends the puck up the ice. We got a line change by the Comets. Headington, Lynn, Hollenbeck, Brody, Campen out on the ice. Campen will trade for Whittle. Lynn, Brody, Whittle up front. Headington, Hollenbeck back deep. Matsu sends that up to the blue line. Blue line sends it back to the forward. Connor will bat that one down. Headington will come away with the rebound. Headington through neutral ice. Turnover by the puck. Matsu's going to take over, and they will skate this one around the net and out. Matsu into the zone. Matsu's going to lose that off the stick. Puck comes out of the zone. Eagles clear. Send it up the ice. Comets clear the puck again, but Matsu controls. All right. Connor will get a save. Headington picks up the rebound, tucks it into Connor so he can cover, and that'll bring out Dutton, McDade, Pepin, Wayman, Sims. Dutton with the faceoff. Matsu along the boards into pressure. We got Sims and Dutton in the battle on the boards. Puck comes loose. Matsu first to the puck. Wayman with good pressure. Dutton up to McDade. McDade with a nice pass over to Pepin. Pepin, oh, with the shot. That's going to be just a little inside of the net. Goalie will tap that one away. Matsu breaks this one out to center ice. Dutton. Wayman over to McDade. McDade looking for Pepin. Pass is gonna be in front, and that puck will go all the way to the red line. So we'll get a icing by the Comets. We'll come back to the defensive zone with Gastrock, Campen, Heyman, Hollenbeck, Sillers. Gastrock to Campen, Campen to Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck looking for Heyman. Offsides by the Eagles. So we'll get a face-off. Gastrock looking to draw this one back to Hollenbeck. Gastrock to Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck looking for Heyman. Sends it up the boards. Puck's going to go deep into the defensive corner. Campen scoops it up. Sends it towards the middle. Matsu recovers. Heyman Sillers into pressure. Nice check by Bennett. Heyman sends that one up the middle. Breaks it loose. Heyman into the zone. Lynn's going to trade out for Gastrock. Heyman runs into pressure behind the Eagles' net. Campen in to relieve. Campen sends it into the corner. Lynn. Ooh. William takes a check, but didn't phase him at all. Nice poke check by Brody there. Peddington trying to work this one up the boards. Lynn will take over behind the Eagles net. Lynn pins the guy up on the boards. Ooh, the Eagles center that one up. Brody's there. Brody sends it up the ice, so that'll be icing on the Comets. That'll bring out Wayman, Sims, Whittle, Brody, Lynn. Lynn with the faceoff. Lynn back to Sims. Sims punches that one forward. Whittle with a little room. Whittle over to Lynn. Lynn with the shot. Goalie saves. Lynn takes a check against the boards. Clock will come down the ice. Connor scoots that one over up the boards. Comets break this one out. Brody. Sorry, Matsu slides that one into the defensive zone. Sue from the blue line. That'll get picked up by one of the Comet players. Comets working to break this one out. Lynn sends it up the ice. Matsu into the zone with some speed. Nice back check by McDade. Dutton will take over. Dutton up the boards. McDade blocks a shot with a shin pad. Breaks it out to center ice. Wayman with a nice little check. It's the puck over to Dutton. Dutton moving this one up the center. Dutton trying to thread the needle through the two defenders. He gets turned back towards the blue line. Wayman will hold the blue line, send it deep to the zone. Hollenbeck into the corner. Dutton and Pepiner. Siller sends that one towards the net. Come off Eagles stick high wide of the net. Dutton drops that one off to McDade. McDade towards the net. All right, so puck slides all the way down. That's going to be icing on the Eagles. Bastrop, Heyman, Campen will come out for the O-line. Stillers and Hollenbeck back deep. Bastrop, Campen, Heyman. Matsu. Oh, that's going to be a tripping on Hollenbeck. All right. All right, so penalty shot for the Eagles here. Hollenbeck with the tripping penalty. Yeah, Connor saves. All right, so right, with the penalty shot, looks like he won't need to serve a 2-minute there. So Connor will save that penalty shot. Matsu back to the zone. We got Gastrock, Peddington, Sims, Heyman, Campen out on the ice. Campen over to Gastrock. Gastrock into the zone. Sends it between the Eagles' legs. Oh, nice pass. Gastrock to Heyman. Oh, Heyman with the shot. That's going to go off the sidebar. Sims with a nice poke check. All right, Lynn, Brody, Whittle, Wayman, Hollenbach. Lynn with the face-off. Lynn over to Brody. Matsu marching this one forward. Comets break it out. All right, that puck will come out of play, so we'll have a face-off at center ice. Lynn, Brody, Whittle. Lynn with the face-off. Lynn breaks that one through the lines, but Matsu turns it back to the defensive zone. Hollenbeck sends it. Doesn't quite get enough pepper on the stick. Matsu sends it towards the goal. That'll go wide. Brody taps this one up to Lynn. Over to Whittle. Whittle into the zone. Matsu turns it towards the blue line. We got our Comets send that one, but Matsu's going to send it out of the zone all the way down. That's going to be an icing call on the Eagles. McDade, Detton, Pepin. Sillers, Sims will join the ice. 51 seconds remains in the first period. Comets 0, Matsu Eagles 1. Dutton with the face-off. We got Dutton, McDade, Pepin up front, Sillers, and Sims back deep. All right, Matsu. Oh, with the shot on net, Connor's going to get a blocker pad on that one. Send it over to the boards. McDade breaks this one out. Sue takes over center ice. Sims. Dutton moves this one up the ice, but Matsu will get a hold of it. Dutton moves this one up the ice. Matsu gets a hold of it. Matsu into the offensive zone. Sillers picks up that shot. Sillers, nice backhand out of the zone. McDade with a block. All right, into the first period. 2-1. Comets need a goal to tie. All right, here we go. Started the second period here. Comets trailing by 1. Dutton, McDade, Pepin, Hollenbach, Headington. All right, Matsu wins that safe face-off. Headington will send that one up the ice. Pepin will drop it deep to the zone. Chases it down in the corner. Nice forecheck by Pepin. McDade gets a stick on that one. That's going to come out of the zone. Matsu working this one up. Hollenbach taps that up the ice. Matsu brings it deeper into the zone. Matsu from the blue line. Hollenbach will get a skate on that one. Matsu picks up the rebound. Connor will get a save there. Eddington still on the boards. And taps that one out. All right. Line change by the Comets. Camping out. Dutton McDade still on the ice. All right. Gastock Heyman will join. Campin's working that one towards the net. Sims holds the blue line, sends it deep to the zone. Campin will chase this one down. So looks like Bennett will pick up a roughing penalty. Two minutes go on the board. Roughing. Campin. Heyman. Sims and Wayman out on the ice. All right, Matsu. Shot towards the net. That'll go off some players' shin pads. It won't make it all the way to the goal. Oh, quick shot, wrist shot by the Eagles there. Connor will save. Oh, nice poke check by Callan. Sims sends that one up the ice. Icing by the Comets. Headington, Whittle, Sillers, Lynn out on the ice. Lynn with the face-off. Matsu towards the goal. Connor will get a blocker pad on that one. Over to the boards we go. Sillers in for pressure. Matsu centers that one up. Oh, backhand by Matsu. Two saves by Connor. Headington behind the Comet net. Trying to break this one out. Matsu sends it back towards the goal. Oh, Connor with another save. Oh. So shot from the blue line, pops over Connor's stick over his shoulder. So Matsu up by 2. Dutton, Pepin, McDade, Hollenbach, Wayman. Lehman behind the Comet net. Hollenbeck is going to try to move this one up the boards. Finds Pepin. Pepin to McDade. McDade with a little room. Oh, nice move past the Eagles. Sends it towards the goal. Goes high. Hollenbeck to Dutton. Turnover. Center ice. Matsu into the zone. Connor will cover. Campen, Gastrock, Heyman, Sillers, Sims. Gastrock over to where he was going with that one. Sims. All right, Sims behind the Comet net. Oh, Eagles center it up. All right, Campen breaks this one out. Oh, Camp scoops it up again. Oh, Bennett towards the net. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So, Gastrock with a nice backhand goal finds the corner. Will cause the turnover. Heyman's in there to hold the zone. Gastrock gets the goal. Whittle, Lynn, Brody, Headington, Hollenbeck. Whittle. All right, that'll be a Matsu penalty. There we go. So, should be a tripping penalty on Matsu. A little conference here. Elbowing. All right. Matsu goes to the Sidman. 2 minutes on the clock for elbowing. 7:27 remains in the second period. Comets need one to tie, trailing by one. Comets will go on a power play. Dutton, Pepin, McDade, Hollenbeck, Headington join the ice. Dutton with the face-off. Hollenbeck towards the goal. Goalie will get a pat on that one, knock that one towards the boards. Matsu slides it up the ice. It's going to be icing on Matsu. Right back to the offensive zone we come. All right, Dutton with the face-off. Dutton to Peddington. Peddington and McDade. McDade brings that one in. Shot, goalie will save. Sue sends it up the ice, icing. All right, Hollenbeck to McDade. McDade to Dutton. Dutton to Pepin. Headington in, sends that into the corner. Pepin will chase this one down. Hollenbeck holds the blue line, sends it towards the net. Defense, Eagles defense will pick that one up, send it out of the zone. Peddington over to Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck looking for Dutton. Dutton through the center. Sends it. All right, McDade holds his own. Matsu sends it all the way down. Icing on the Eagles. Astrock, Camp, and Heyman. Wayman Sims will join the ice. They got 33 seconds to work with the power play. Comets trail by 1. 6:01 remain in the second period. Astrock will take the faceoff. Astrock over to Heyman. Heyman to Sims. Sims back to Heyman. Hampton will scoop this one up. Sends it over to Wayman. Wayman to Gaster. Oh. Matsu comes away with it into the goal. Oh. Wayman up to Gastrock. That's going to get past his stick. Matsu turns it back to the defensive zone. Matsu full strength. Sims moving this one up the ice. Ampen holds the zone, sends it into the corner. Gastrock. All right, Wayman. Oh, Wayman. Nice turnover. Wayman towards the net. That'll be, Heyman picks up the rebound, sends it towards the goal. First shot will go wide. Heyman will, the goalie will save Heyman's shot. Honor will send that one to Sillers. Sillers looking for Whittle. That'll come off his stick. Oh. Matsu sends it towards the goal. That'll go high over the net, off somebody's stick. Puck slides across the ice. Hollenbeck trying to get there. Matsu turns it back into the zone. All right. Whittle into traffic, sends it across the ice. Sillers will take over. Whittle, Sillers. Oh, there we go. Connor scooped that one up. So that brings out McDade, Dutton, Pepin, Sims, Peddington. All right. Dutton, Pepin, McDade, Peddington, and Sims out on the ice. McDade to Peddington. Peddington runs into traffic. That was all right. All right, so Matsu going back to the penalty box. Let's see what this one is. As a roughing call for a check against McDade. So 3:30 remains in the second period. 2 minutes go on the clock. Penalty for the Matsu Eagles. Comets will be in another power play. Dutton, Pepin, McDade, Sims, Peddington. Dutton will take the faceoff. Dutton to McDade. McDade to Sims. Sims to McDade. McDade looking towards the net. Sims sends it to the corner. That's going to slide all the way around. Pepin will get to the puck. Runs into traffic. All right, puck's going to come out. Peddington. Sims going to take a run for it. Threads it up the board, sends it into the corner. McDade, Pepin. McDade into traffic. Kicks that one loose. Pepin scoops that one up. Dutton with the backhand defense will All right. Comes out of the zone. Hollenbeck looking for Wayman. That's going to get past Wayman's stick. Comes deep to the Comet zone. Wayman moves this one up to Dutton. Dutton into the zone. Matson turns him around. Dutton trying to move this one up to center. Matsu's going to break it out. That's going to get past Hollenbeck. All right, McDade trying to work this one into the zone. He gets turned around by Matsu. Matsu into the zone, into the defensive zone. Comet's still on a power play here. All right, Gastrock looking for Pepin. That's going to come past Pepin's stick, so icing on the Comets. Gastrock, Heyman, Campen. Peddington, Sims out on the ice. 1:30 remains in the second period. Both teams full strength. Gastrock with the faceoff. All right. Campen, the Gastrock. Gastrock turns this one up the ice. Peddington from the blue line. Matsu will pick this one up, skate it out of the zone. Peddington bats it forward. Peddington. Oh! Well defended there. Sims holds the blue line, sends it deep to the zone. Campen will chase this one down. Oh, Hammond trying to work that one around. Into pressure. Campen to Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck towards the goal. You'll get a pat on that one. Riddle sends it. That'll go off Eagles skate. Right, Eagles break that one out, but Hollenbeck finds it. Hollenbeck over to Brody. Brody to Whittle. Whittle towards the net. That'll be wide. There's the buzzer for into the second period. We got a score. Comets 1, Matsu Eagles 2. Alrighty, start of the third period. We got the Comets trailing by 1. McDade, Dutton, Pepin, Hollenbeck, Sillers to start off the third period. Dutton. Pepin. Matsu breaks this one out. Sends it deep to the defensive zone. Hollenbeck moves this one up the ice, looking for McDade. McDade scoots that one over to Pepin. Dutton over to McDade. McDade towards the goal. Goalie will save that one, send it wide to the boards. Pepin in for pressure. That one slips out of the zone. Dutton up the ice to Pepin. Pepin into deep to the zone. McDade into the corner. Eagles send this one down the ice, so it's going to be icing on the Eagles. Back to the offensive zone we go with Gastrock, Campen, Heyman, Sims, and Wayman. Gastrock over to Sims. Sims with the shot. Wayman into pressure, sends it up around the ice. Sims will retrieve. Sims. Campen back to Sims. Sims with a little room. Sims puts the wheels on, drives it deep into the zone. Heyman with a nice forecheck to hold the zone in the corner. Gastrock looking to center that one up. Sims sends it towards the goal. That'll be wide. Gastrock takes a check. Wayman holds the blue line. All right, Lynn, center ice, sends it over to Wayman. Wayman to Campen. Campen over to Heyman. Heyman to Wayman. Wayman back to Heyman. All right. Wayman up to Whittle. Whittle, Lynn, Brody join the ice for the offense. Whittle into the zone. Lynn trying to work this one to Peddington towards from the blue line. That'll come off of Matsu's skate. Come out to center ice. Peddington into the offensive zone. Trying to walk this one up the center. Ooh. Brody gets a shot. That's going to go roll just wide of the net. Whittle into the corner. Peddington holds the blue line, sends it towards the net. Matsu will pick that one up. Backhand pass out to center ice. Hollenbeck sends that back into the zone. Whittle in for pressure. McDade at center ice. Over to Lynn. Lynn turns this one up the ice. Whittle, nice pressure. Puck comes out of the zone. Comets clear. McDade, Whittle, right back in. Or sorry, McDade, Lynn back in. All right, goalie will cover. And that'll bring out McDade, Dutton, Pepin, Sims, and Sillers. Dutton with the faceoff. All right, Matsu's going to slide this one all the way out. Icing on the Eagles, so that'll come back to the offensive zone. 8:17 remains in the third period. Comets trail by 1. Dutton, McDade, Pepin. That one's going to get through the Comets, come into the defensive zone. Comets break this one out. Oh, Pepin capitalizes on coming off the Matsu stick. Bodley at center ice, breaks it into the zone. Dutton into pressure on the boards. Matsu breaks it away. Dutton intercepts the pass, taps it out of the zone, but Matsu will take over. Pepin, Dutton in for pressure. Pepin with a nice disruption. Forecheck keeps it in the zone. Wayman sends it back to the corner. McDade sends that one around the ice. All right, puck's gonna come out of the blue line. McDade scoops this one up. McDade from the corner. Check on McDade. Matsu takes over the puck. Matsu skating this one through the neutral zone. Sims sends it off the ice. Matsu. All right, Matsu slides this one across. We got a line change by the Comets. Hollenbeck, Wayman, Gastrock, Campen, Heyman on the ice. Campen's going to bring this one into the zone, sends it into the corner. That one's going to float behind the Eagles' net. Eagles send this one across. Hollenbeck sends it to the other side. Nobody there to retrieve. Hollenbeck up the ice. Matsu finds the pass. Matsu into the zone. Hollenbeck looking for Heyman. Headington can pass to Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck to Gastrock. Gastrock into the zone. Matsu's going to break this one out. Oh, nice save by Connor. Matsu driving right back into the zone. Hollenbeck, Whittle, Heyman, Lynn, Peddington out on the ice. All right, Peddington. Oh, Peddington. Oh, Matsu sends it towards the goal. Comes off the corner of the post. Lucky there. Brody sends it up the ice. That's going to roll all the way down. Icing on the Comets. Sillers, Sims, Brody, Lynn, Whittle. And looks like we'll trade the O-line out for McDade, Dutton, Pepin. Dutton with the face-off. Matsu works this one up to the blue line, over to the other blue line. Oh, loose puck in front of the net. Oh. Sims comes away with it. McDade. All right, number 6 on the Eagles going to the penalty box. 2 minutes for a roughing call. Dutton, Pepin, McDade. Wayman, Hollenbach. Wayman towards the goal. Yeah, from the blue line. Wayman puts goal number 2 on the board for the Comets. So, costly penalty for the Eagles. Dutton, Pepin, McDade, Wayman, Hollenbach still on the ice. Ooh, Wayman took down that Matsu player. Like a wrestling match out here. Ooh, tipped off a couple sticks just wide of the net. Hollenbach sends that one up the ice. Matsu straight back into the zone. All right, Comets slide this one around, find some empty ice. Matsu driving back into the zone. Beddington with good defensive coverage. Dutton slides that one up the ice. Ooh, pops off of Connor's stick, rolls off his shoulder, but goes wide of the net. Lucky on that one. 3 minutes remain in regulation here. Eagles send this one up the ice. Ooh, Campin. Collision with a player. Ooh, Connor takes a shot, saves. Matsu winds up, sends it. That's gonna be goal number 3 for the Eagles. That's totally on you. You know why? Gastrack, Heyman, Campin, Headington, Sims. Campin into the zone, sends it deep to the corner. Heyman, Gastrock to retrieve. Heyman up to Sims. Sims sends it too deep to the zone. Campin to retrieve. Heyman sends it towards the goal. Matsu's going to break this one out. Oh, nice defense by Sims. Sims finds the wheels. Into the zone. Sims and Campin. That one's going to come out of the zone. Catch Campin offsides. Not much you can do about that. All right. Lynn, Whittle, Brody, Sillers, Hollenbach. Whittle sends that one deep to the corner. 137. 137 in the remains in the third period. Comets trail by 1. Lynn up to Brody. Oh, Brody sends it towards the net. Goalie saves. Sillers, backhanded pass. Nobody there. Matsu brings this one deep to the corner into traffic. Sillers will break this one forward. Lynn trying to get there. Uh-oh. Hollenbach breaks this one out, sends it up the ice. Blue line is going to hold. Whittle sends it offsides. by the Eagles. 39 seconds remain in regulation here. Gastrop, Heyman, Campen will join the ice. Not a lot of time to work with. Comets trail by 1. Heyman over to Campen. He's going to get the turnaround, neutralized. Comets have pulled the goalie. Got another skater on the ice. Oh, offsides. All right, so offsides by the Eagles. Need to win this faceoff. Gastrop, Heyman, Campen, Pepin, Wayman, Sims out on the ice. Gastrop wins the faceoff. Sims sends it up the ice. 11 seconds. Pepin. It's going to go off a stick, go wide. 4 seconds. All right, Matsu will hold off the Comets. Comets 2, Eagles 3. So that'll be end of the games for the weekend. Not sure what the schedule looks like next weekend, but we will be broadcasting if we have some games. So thanks for tuning in.